A payoff pitch is a fastball on the inside corner at 101 for called strike 3. Near the top in most of those categories.
When he's at his best.
Hey, baseball extra fans. Get ready to dive deep into a pitching performance that defied expectations and left everyone on the edge of their seats. The regular season is winding down, and every single game feels like a playoff battle. But what we witnessed in Cincinnati between the Cubs and the Reds wasn't just a game. It was a statement. Picture this. A young ace battling not just hitters, but the weight of an entire team's playoff hopes, stepping onto the mound and delivering a masterclass. Today, we're breaking down how Hunter Greene, in a single, unforgettable night, showed us why he's one of the most electrifying talents in baseball, pushing his team forward in a thrilling wild card race. You won't want to miss the incredible details of this pitching showdown. Welcome back to Baseball Extra. As we stand just 2 weekends away from the regular season's conclusion, the tension in the National League is palpable. Every team is fighting for precious playoff berths, and the drama is absolutely electrifying. The Chicago Cubs, fresh off clinching a playoff spot yesterday in Pittsburgh, traveled to Cincinnati, ready to keep their momentum rolling. But for the Cincinnati Reds, this wasn't just another game. It was a desperate stand. They are squarely on the outside looking in at the wild card picture, and every pitch, every out, every run means the difference between extending their season or packing their bags. The Reds' biggest hurdle this season hasn't just been the competition. It's been staying healthy, especially for their star pitcher, Hunter Greene. This young fireballer, who proudly took the mound as Cincinnati's opening day starter, has battled through his share of challenges. But when he's been on the bump, he's been nothing short of a game changer. Coming into this pivotal matchup, Greene boasted a phenomenal ERA of 3.00, a testament to his sheer talent and resilience. Today, we're dissecting his mindset, his approach, and how he channels that immense pressure into pure dominance. This was more than just a game. It was a wild card chase on full display, with Greene carrying the hopes of a city on his shoulders. From the very first pitch, Hunter Greene set a tone. He wasn't nibbling. He was attacking. We saw him go right after the Cubs hitters, showcasing that electrifying fastball that touches triple digits. The very first batter, Bush, stepped in, and Greene challenged him immediately. A payoff pitch, a blazing fastball on the 1-1 count, painted the corner for a called strike 3. That's vintage Greene. When he's at his best, he goes right after hitters, making them earn every single inch. 2 up, 2 down, just like that. Next up was Ian Happ, a former University of Cincinnati Bearcat who has historically enjoyed hitting in Cincinnati. But Greene wasn't intimidated. Happ hit a hard grounder to second, which MC Lean skillfully knocked down, recovered, and fired to first for the out. Just like that, the Cubs were retired in order in the first inning. It was a statement from Greene. This was his mountain night, and he was here to dominate. Now, let's talk about the Cubs starter, Colin Ray. He's been instrumental in stabilizing the Cubs rotation this year, often throwing the kitchen sink, utilizing his full repertoire of pitches effectively. Ray has had a strong first season with Cincinnati, after spending the last handful of years with Los Angeles, even winning a World Series last year. But even the best pitchers can run into trouble. The Reds, despite Greene's early heroics, found some offensive spark in the bottom of the first. Lux, in a display of excellent situational hitting, muscled a single into short right field. A piece of hitting by Lux put him aboard with a 1-out single. This brought up Austin Hayes, who continued the momentum, sending a ball to center field for another back-to-back single for Cincinnati. Suddenly, Lux and Hayes were on base, and the pressure was on Ray. This extended Hayes' impressive on-base streak to 14 games, a season high for him, a fantastic offensive surge in a crucial period. Ray, despite his overall solid 10-6 record and 4.23 ERA, which usually keeps the Cubs in contention, faced a real challenge here. He did manage to strike out a batter with a high fastball, getting him to wave and miss for 2 away. It was a veteran pitcher trying to take advantage of a young kid, but the Reds' aggressive approach continued as Stewart chased a pitch out of the zone, resulting in a hard-hit ball right to Bush, ending the inning. The Reds got a couple of hits, but left a pair on base. No runs for the Reds in the first, but the aggressive swings showed their intent. This early offensive push set the stage for what would become a tight, low-scoring affair, a true pitching duel. As we moved into the second inning, Hunter Greene continued his dominant performance. He faced Suzuki, who had a rather incredible 7-for-15 record against Greene in previous matchups, even hitting the only grand slam Greene has ever allowed. But tonight was different. Greene threw a fastball right at the top of the zone, getting Suzuki to swing and miss. It's a testament to Green's composure. Even against a personal nemesis, he stuck to his plan and executed. As one of our baseball extra analysts often says, if someone was 7 for 15 off me and I threw 102 miles an hour, I think at some point I just rear back and say, hit it if you can. Green did exactly that, but with surgical precision. Kelly then stroked one out to center field, caught by Friel, and Green was making quick work of the Cubs in the second inning. On the other side, Colin Ray was also battling, showing why he's been so important to the Cubs. Steer, who had been a significant reason the Reds took 2 of 3 from St. Louis to stay in the race, was at the plate. Ray dropped in a nasty sweeper for a called strike 3, his second K of the game. That sweeper starts right at you and then breaks away, causing hitters to buckle. A truly effective pitch from Ray. But the Reds' LED Law Cruz, a dynamic player, was still searching for his rhythm. He swung at the first pitch and skied it out to left center, where Ian Happ was waiting. De La Cruz's home run drought continued, extending to 190 plate appearances since his last long ball, hitting only one over almost a 3-month period. The Reds had a couple of hits on the board, but after an aggressive first inning, they seemed to go passive in the second and third. De La Cruz went down swinging on a sweeper. 3 strikeouts for the Cubs on that pitch. Ray then got him on another breaking ball, this time a slider. Ray was truly impressive, especially against left-handed hitters, and he capped off the third inning by striking out the side with a called strike on a fastball. This was a true pitcher's duel unfolding right before our eyes. As we moved into the Cincinnati fourth inning, the atmosphere was thick with anticipation. Austin Hayes led it off, and once again, he delivered. He scorched a hard-hit ball into right center field, splitting the outfielders and driving for extra bases. That's a double to start off the fourth. Continuing his strong offensive year, Hayes, traditionally better against lefties, went the other way to the gap, proving he can hit anyone. Next, Stewart stepped up, and he was aggressive, swinging at all 4 pitches he'd seen. He was trying to make this a 2-0 Reds game. Ray responded with a breaking ball that got him to swing and miss over the top. 7 pitches, 7 swings for Stewart. Colin Ray continued to challenge him, eventually retiring Stewart for a big first out with a man at second. But then came Will Benson, middle of the plate, right center field, and Cincinnati took the lead. A Benson base hit, a rocket off the bat at 109 miles an hour, sent Hayes home easily. Benson was on his way to second, sliding in safely. It was 1-0 Cincinnati. One of the strongest guys in Major League Baseball just got a little four-seamer, pretty much dead down the middle, and rifled it into right center. Hayes scored easily, and the Reds had the breakthrough they desperately needed. Hunter Green had thrown 12 up and 12 down against the Cubs hitters, keeping them silent, and now his offense had given him the lead. This was a clutch moment in the National League playoff race. As we entered the 5th inning, Moises Baez led off against Hunter Green. Green, still looking sharp, induced a ball off the end of Baez's bat. Green reached for it, but De La Cruz, at short, couldn't field it cleanly, and that allowed Baez to reach base. The tough times for De La Cruz continued, not only at the plate but in the field, marking back-to-back days with an error, his 25th of the year. The bobble by Ellie allowed the Cubs to get their first base runner of the game. Estero reached on the E6, breaking up what was a perfect game for Green. Green, however, remained unfazed. He struck out the next batter with a blazing 100 mph fastball on the outside edge for his 4th strikeout of the game. It wasn't a huge strikeout game for him by his usual standards, but as we often discuss on Baseball Extra, sometimes you don't need to do certain things when you can place a 100 mph fastball exactly where you want it. He was only at 54 pitches so far, a remarkable display of efficiency. Then, a moment that sent a shiver through the stadium. A line drive from Pete Crow Armstrong went off the helmet of Baez, who realized he had to run. It could have been a force at second, and it was. What a scary play. Estero, doing everything he could, was hit flush in the helmet, ending the inning. It was officially ruled as a 3-8-6 play. Thankfully, Baez walked off the field, and it was a huge sigh of relief to see him back in the dugout, talking and even joking with his teammates. Sometimes, in the heat of a baseball game, you get these terrifying moments, but thankfully, he was okay. Colin Ray, for his part, was also pitching at Jim. He had scattered just 4 hits through the first 6 innings, but Benson's RBI double in the 4th still had Cincinnati in front. Ray showed his resilience, battling back from a 3-0 count to strike out Gavin Lux for the first out in the 6th, his 8th K of the night. He then got Stewart to swing and miss for strike 3. Ray was certainly pitching well enough to be a winning pitcher, but he found himself on the wrong side of a tight 1-0 score. Hunter Green retook the mound in the seventh, having put 6 solid innings on the board. He continued his dominance, striking out the first 2 batters with fastballs at the top of the zone and on the outside corner. His 6th and 7th Ks. He couldn't even argue. Green was simply better. However, in the 7th, with 2 outs, Suzuki stepped up again. And as we often say on Baseball Extra, sometimes there's that one guy who just gets you. Suzuki broke up the no-hitter in the 7th with a 2-out double to left field, putting the tying run in scoring position for Chicago. This was the guy that Green had walked on 3 straight sliders earlier in the count, a decision that might have been second-guessed in retrospect. Kelly then hit a Baltimore chop off the plate, right to MC Ling, retiring the side. Hunter Green had put 7 shutout innings on the board, an outstanding performance in a true pitcher's duel. Colin Ray, facing the top of the Reds' order, remained excellent. He got the splitter at 1-2 for the strikeout, his 10th in a row retired since Benson's RBI double. What a game Ray was pitching. He had allowed only 4 hits and 1 run, but he was still on the bottom end of that 1-0 score. Normally, when you pitch like this, you're leading by 4 or 5 runs, but this was a nail-biter. De La Cruz swung and missed for strike 3, and Ray continued his masterful outing. As we entered the 8th and 9th innings, the tension was almost unbearable. Hunter Green, given a chance to go the distance, faced the top of the Cubs' order in a 1-0 game. With the National League playoff chase on the line, every single pitch was magnified. Bush hit it deep to right field, and for a moment, it looked like he got it, but it was caught by the right fielder. Just got under it enough. That 4-seamer got up on him, just a bit too much. Green, under an old-school manager who wanted him to finish it, continued to pound the strike zone. A 101 mph fastball down the middle got Horner for his 8th strikeout. Green was just 1 out away from a complete game shutout. His perfect placement again, everything working. The Cubs had one last chance in the 9th, with so much at stake for Cincinnati. Hunter Green, their opening day starter, was trying to put away Ian Happ to finish off a shutout, an absolute gem. And he did it, an absolute gem. When they needed it most, the Reds got it from their ace. Hunter Green delivered a complete game shutout, keeping the Reds firmly in the playoff chase. Absolutely incredible. He absolutely dominated, just as you expect when your team needs it most. 9 innings, so close to a no-hitter, 9 punch-outs, only 1 walk. What a game by Hunter Green. This was more than just a victory. It was a defining moment for the Reds in the National League playoff race. If you loved this deep dive into Hunter Green's incredible performance, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Baseball Extra for more in-depth analysis and thrilling baseball content. Let us know in the comments what you thought of Green's gem and who you think will make it to the playoffs.